am so defeated. I am so sick of being told how strong I am because I'm not strong and I don't want to be strong. A sweet friend of mine came along and offered me money to file for my divorce. So my $185 is paid and I filed for divorce today, officially, finally. We don't have insurance anymore. Be selfish, do whatever you want to do, but don't hurt your kids in the process. That I can't even be present mentally because I'm so sick of this.
Welcome back, family. Today we're bringing you an update on the story of the wife who first publicly criticized her husband. After that, her husband left, and she now says she feels defeated and doesn't know how to move forward. In this episode, the narrator argues that current laws can place hardworking men at a disadvantage during relationship breakdowns. Before we get to the update, here's a quick recap for those who haven't seen the original clip.
So, today is my 3-year wedding anniversary, and I can without a doubt say that this has been hands down the most depressing, miserable, horrible 3 years of my life. I have literally never been so depressed. I've never hated another person more than I hate the person that I married. While I run my ass off and I do everything for everybody in my life, like me, my kids, him, he goes to work and works enough. That's it. He works. Yeah, his job's hard. Yeah, his hours suck, but he works. That is all he does. I am in a different town because I had to take my kids to their football practice, and I asked him to watch our daughter, and you know what he did? He slept. He slept since he got home. What did I do? I did homework. I fed the kids. I took my son to speech. I went to the bank. I paid people to mow my yard because, he can't mow the yard anymore. I, like I said, made sure homework got done. I got them ready for football. I took them to football. I tried taking care of myself and went on a walk, but, when I started realizing I hadn't heard from him, I'm calling and calling and calling and begging for the bare minimum of him to watch our fucking daughter. Excuse my language. I'm just so upset. To watch our daughter, to cut up a watermelon, and to make dinner. I mean, that is absolutely bare minimum. That is not... That's not asking for much. And it's not even today. It's not even today. Oh, so then when he realizes that he's almost running out of time and we're going to be home soon, he's like, oh, I can't because I don't have this. So you know what a normal person would do? They'd be like, oh, I don't have that. Let me go get it. But guess what? He has 30 minutes until everybody's going to be home. So he's just like, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to lay now because I waited so long and now I'm mad at myself. Now I'm just not going to do anything because F it. I am 30 years old and I'm literally begging for the bare minimum every single day. I am a married single mom. That's what I am. Yeah, I don't work, but the amount of weight I carry, I have been applying for jobs. I mean, I can tell you right now, the reason women stay in shit relationships is 1, because they don't have the means to leave financially, like a house. 2, the idea of a family. I can tell you why I've stayed. Money. It's that simple. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. He used to want me to be a stay-at-home mom. Now he just doesn't care because he doesn't care about anything. I shouldn't have to wake a 32-year-old man up for work. No matter what shift, first, second, third, I shouldn't have to wake him up for work. I shouldn't have to tell him what time to set an alarm if I can't wake him up. I shouldn't have to call or make people go wake him up. I shouldn't tell a grown man that he probably should shower after working all day. I shouldn't have to tell him to brush his teeth. I shouldn't have to tell him to feed his kids while he's taking care of them. I shouldn't have to tell him to watch his kids. I shouldn't have to tell him what to put the kids in when it comes to clothes. I shouldn't have to tell him where the clothes are. He doesn't even know my kids' teachers' names. I shouldn't have to manage his schedule and mine and my kids. I shouldn't have to tell him, hey, you need to refill your medicine. Hey, you need a doctor's appointment. Hey, You should probably get your oil changed. Hey, your brakes don't sound good. Not only tell him, but then I have to call and schedule that oil change, because will he do it himself? No. Will he call himself? No. I am raising another kid. And so what's going to happen when I get my job? I am going to be doing everything that I'm doing on top of working now. I shouldn't have to tell a grown man if he can and can't buy something because he doesn't know how much money we have, because never in his life has he ever downloaded a banking app on his phone. Never has he ever looked at a pay stub. Never has he ever even looked at a bill to see what it costs. So yeah, he might make the money, but who carries the financial weight? Who carries the way to budget the money? Who makes the grocery list? Who makes sure we have food so we can eat food? Who makes sure he has this, that, and everything else, when all he gives a shit about is getting high and sleeping? Because you know what? If he's not high, he's not happy. I should not be begging a grown man for the bare minimum. On top of the bare minimum, I shouldn't have to deal with the anger outbursts, breaking my shit where my door won't even close, putting holes in my walls, threatening to kill me in front of my kids. The list could just go on and on. And yeah, I know I can leave, because trust me, I am leaving. But people can't just walk out and leave one day when you have kids and 12 years of life wrapped up together. You gotta have a plan. You can't just walk away with nothing. You have to have a plan. My plan is in effect right now, but I just had a rant because I'm just baffled. I just don't want to spend another day like this. And I know I just got to get through a couple more days, couple more weeks. And then what? My kids lose their dad? When I quit forcing him to be one, when I quit forcing him to help, when he loses his job because he doesn't wake up himself, like, I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's just not fair. Happy 3-year anniversary to me. Happy 3 years of misery. I mean, I'm trying so hard not to be bitter, but like, I've just never disliked somebody so much that I should love, that I just don't. In sickness and health, better or worse, like, no. Like, so destroy myself and destroy my kids to keep a vow? Nope. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm waiting to get my kids from football so I can go home to a fight that I already know I'm going to go home to. So I can figure out dinner at 8:30 at night and do showers and get everything ready for the next day to do it all over again. Moms literally cannot give up. You just can't give up, because nobody else is going to pick up the pieces. Dads will check out. Dads will do this. Dads will do that. But as a mom, you literally cannot, because you have to carry it. All right, I'm done ranting. I guess I should say, what a perfect day to wear my Patterson Law shirt. Problems with your ex, call Rex. If you need a good lawyer, he's your guy. But don't worry, I'm not going to need a lawyer, because he's not going to fight for anything, because that's how little he cares, which, good for me, but sad for my kids.
Then, according to the narrator, her husband left the very night that video was posted. In his view, he had grown tired of feeling publicly criticized and unappreciated throughout the marriage. The next clip is presented as an example of why the narrator believes the husband chose to walk away. Let's watch.
I'm just going to make a little update video because people have been asking. Ignore my stuffy voice. I have like some kind of cold going on, like a head cold. But my husband left the night that I posted that original video. I can't remember the timeline. He had stayed here twice. One night that I was here because it was just late, and then another night why I didn't stay here. Other than that, he's been gone. I think he was here like during the day once or twice while I wasn't here. he needs to get his stuff still. He hasn't did that. He last saw the kids, so today's Wednesday night. He saw the kids Monday evening. He had dinner with them. But since then, he hasn't. And he had yesterday off, and he didn't get a hold of them at all or anything like that. And our daughter didn't have school or anything like that. He said he needed a day for him, which whatever, like, I'm used to having him all the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'd say that my 4-year-old is taking things the hardest. She's really struggling. She's really, really upset. She's been very vocal about that she keeps asking, can we go there? Can we go there? And I'm like, no, we're not going there. And I'm like, when your dad is ready to come around, he will. She tried calling him twice yesterday, and he didn't answer her calls, and she left him a voicemail, and he never called back. He didn't text or ask or anything about him, which I don't expect that anyways. I don't know. I don't know what the expectations are for that kind of thing, because, like, if I'm, like, gone, like, out doing something, I'll text, like, 2 or 3 times. How are the kids? Are the kids good? Like, what's going on? Like, if they stay anywhere or they do anything like that. I text a lot, but I just think that's something normal I do. I don't know what's the normal, like, asking about the kids. My boys have phones, and he hasn't called or texted them either. Which I'm not really surprised. Like, he's like, he did talk to my daughter tonight because I had her call him off of her brother's phone, and he talked to her for a little bit. But I asked him, I was like, do you have a plan? Are you getting the house together? Do you have a plan to, like, what day you want to see them? Are you going to see them? Like, where are you going to see them? He's like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So yeah, he's out of the house. He hasn't got all this stuff yet. I don't foresee him seeing the kids on any of the days he works, because he doesn't act interested in that. His days off, maybe, but he basically said that he wants his days off to himself. But, like, if he has, like, multiple days off in a row, I don't know. I'm just not getting my expectations up. They're actually very low. I told him today, I was like, I shouldn't have to tell. Oh, he said that he hasn't asked about him because I haven't gotten a hold of him. And I was like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you to get a hold of him. But if you just listen to everything I said originally, I guess you would understand. Aside from that, my kids are doing okay. My boys are doing okay. My daughter's struggling. I'm doing okay. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know the feeling, but I cleaned my house really good today, and I'm trying to figure things out. I was reading a lot about divorce today. I talked to a couple people in our county, and I was going to file, but I was told not to file without a lawyer, and I currently cannot afford a lawyer at all. So I guess I'm holding off on filing because I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure. I don't even know when I'll be able to afford a lawyer. I guess maybe after I start working, after a couple months of that, maybe saving some money, but I still have to pay for things still too. I don't know. Trying to think if there's anything else. I did get the job. Well, I was told when I went in for my second interview and did my drug screen and my fingerprints and 2 different background checks that I was offered the job conditionally upon, like, my background checks and stuff. They, like, called my references already. I filled out a bunch of paperwork. So I just got my DCS background check back at 7 last night in, like, an email. So I'm assuming they got it back yesterday or today. They probably saw it today. So I'm assuming they'll just call me at some point to start my training. I can't really think of anything else to update about. Job, kids. I don't know. It is his birthday this weekend. So the kids actually don't have school Friday or Monday. And I think his birthday is either Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. I can't remember the date. But I'm curious if he'll see them on his birthday or not. I don't really know. I'm not going to hold out hope. They are going to get babysat one day this weekend because I have plans. But yeah, they have school off, so that'd be a good opportunity, whether that was after work or before work, because it's second shift this week. Other than my daughter, like, asking a bunch of stuff, like, to go out there, she mainly wants to fish. That's what she likes to do with him. But obviously I know deep down she's, like, hurting other ways. But, like, my boys are good. Like, they haven't said anything, because they're used to him not being here a lot. And they also just don't like fighting, so they're good with whatever. I'm rambling. I feel like I got this cold. People wanted me to give an update and talk more and stuff, and somebody asked me if I, like, would make a video with pictures and stuff. I don't know. I don't really know what videos to make. But, alright, that's it. I wonder how many times I'm going to get yelled at for either saying like, but, or touching my hair, because that seems to be the thing that everybody can't stand. But, alright, have a good night. Bye.
The narrator argues that she speaks about her husband in a dismissive way despite the fact that he was, according to him, supporting the family financially. He also points out that she needed help from a friend to come up with the money required to file for divorce, using that as evidence that she was more dependent on others than she admitted. In his view, that makes her criticism of her husband's responsibility seem inconsistent. Let's watch the next clip.
Down this morning, I was losing my crap, but I was like, I can sit here and I can keep crying, or I can get up and do something. A sweet friend of mine came along and offered me money to file for my divorce. So my $185 is paid, and I filed for divorce today, officially, finally. I also have protection order paperwork that I can fill out. I just had a kid that was getting antsy while we were there, and we wanted lunch. So my divorce is filed and paid for. In 45 days, I can turn in the final packet if I can get his signature. If I can't get his signature, then we'll go to a final hearing, which I don't know when that'll be. So it's looking like December 27th is when I can turn in the final paperwork, if I can get him to agree. If not, then it is what it is. I'm doing this completely without a lawyer, because I literally didn't even have the money to file for this. So if I have any lawyer friends on here that want to help a girl out, thankfully they, like, guided me the best they can. They can't tell you what to put, but, like, the initial paper was just, like, basic stuff. I mean, some of it was confusing, but they guided me, and I think I got it right. I'm not sure. I have a copy if anybody is a lawyer and wants to help me and make sure I did it right. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty low. I'd say I feel relieved, but I don't. I'm feeling really low. I just discovered that Corey has a TikTok that he's been posting on like crazy the last 2 days. He's missed the last 4 days of work. 2 of them were no call, no shows. 1 or 2 of them were call offs. I'm not sure. My brother called me and just told me that he's gonna lose his job likely. I'm not doing anything else for him. I'm sure I could get him FMLA. I'm sure I could do this and that, but I'm not gonna help somebody that doesn't want help. I mean, I already went out of my way and found a rehab again that now we're blocked. Like, he's not talking to us. So I've officially filed for divorce, and I obviously had to do my little freak out, because I think anybody in my situation would have like a major freak out. And I'm just sharing my life, so it is what it is. You get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Now here's to hoping that I can get it filled out and his signature before the 27th. I can do it anytime, but I want it done by December 27th. And he'll agree to what I want. I would like to say he wouldn't put up a fight, but I honestly don't know, because it changes every single day. I did not think he'd get as messed up as he was around my kids either, but I guess I was wrong. He has somewhere free to stay. He's being provided food, drinks, vapes, whatever he wants. So, like, why would he want to do anything else? Why would he want to reach out? Why would he want to get up? Why would he want to make... Somebody called and I got cut off. But, like, why would he want to make a change? Like, if he's getting all the things and just getting to chill, why would he change? I personally think he needs to hit rock bottom. I've removed the vehicles that are in my name, and I've told him he's not allowed to come to the house or see the kids, and I've made that very clear, but his mom's not doing the same, and I can't force somebody to do something. So it is what it is. I mean, he'll eventually realize, or he won't. All I know is I'm tired of my foot being in one door and the other in the other door. Like, I'm ready to walk forward. I'm not wanting to be stuck anymore. And I think this was another step in the right direction. Obviously him moving out, obviously like me getting a job, all these things, but like actually filing, paying that fee, being done with that part, knowing what to do and when to do it, it's a relief in a way. Obviously, I'm going to sit here and continue to worry about money and the holidays and the things like that, and then my kids' feelings and their emotions and the things they've been through, but like, I don't think I'm going to turn that off, but like, I know worrying isn't going to make any difference, and I need to give it to God, but like, it's in my human nature to worry. I'm stressed, but like, I can't just sit here and cry about it. I got to do something. I feel like a part of me is always going to worry and care about him, but like when he shows little care about my kids and their needs and their childhood and just like anything like that, like how can I care about you if you don't care about my kids? Your kids. Like how? So sorry for the meltdown. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I am strong. Even when I don't want to be strong, I'm strong. And I'm going to stay strong because I know my kids need me, and I know my kids are going to look back one day and think, my mom loved me. She did everything she could to fight for me. Or at least I hope that's what they think, because I love them so much. And I never wanted this life for them. I wanted so much more. I wanted this family. Like, I wanted normalcy. So I just can't wait for the day that I feel happy, so they continuously see a happy mom and a mom that loves them and would do anything for them. Even when I don't want to all the time. All right, I'm not going to start crying. I'm going to have a good day. It's my day off. I'm going to enjoy my kids. I'm going to have a good day. I just took Rook out for lunch. We filed those papers, then we went and got some food at our local pie place. I got about an hour till I get the boys, and I have not been productive in any way today, so I'm gonna go try to do something. Have a great day. Bye.
The narrator argues that her story contains repeated inconsistencies and says she frequently portrays herself as the victim. He believes those patterns become more noticeable as the episode continues. In the next clip, he points to her reaction after entering the workforce, arguing that she is now experiencing pressures she had previously criticized her husband for carrying. According to the narrator, despite those challenges, she continues to place the blame on her ex-husband rather than reflecting on her own decisions. Let's check it out.
I am so defeated. I am so sick of being told how strong I am, because I'm not strong and I don't want to be strong. Like, every choice I've continued to make to try to make my lives better has backfired on me. I haven't given an update in a while, so here it is. Corey's been moved out since August. I've been working full-time hours, mostly second shift, so every single person has been watching my kid. I let Corey watch the kids at my house, and I thought things were okay. Thursday he had him, and he had to drive him to sports in a different town, and I didn't get off till late, and I stayed with a friend, and I got home Friday morning about like 6:45 in the morning. I get my kids up at 7, and I noticed he was awake, and I'll just make a long story short, he was completely messed up. He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he was pouring sweat right in front of the kids. I asked him what was going on, what was he on, blah blah blah. And he kept saying nothing. He didn't feel good. So I said, okay, I'm calling an ambulance then. He eventually admits to me that he's super fucked up, and that he stole, not bought, with the money that he had that he was supposed to buy my kids food with. He used that for who knows what. But he stole 3 bottles of Delsum cough syrup from Walmart or wherever he stole it from. He extracted the DXM from it. And if you know anything about cough syrup and DXM, then you know what I'm talking about. He drank 3 bottles of it, and at 4 o'clock on Thursday, while he was watching my kids, while I don't get off work till 11 o'clock. And he did that, and he's a mess. My kids had to see him like that. He didn't feed them dinner. He didn't take care of them Thursday. He drove around with them while he was on that. He was trying to drive Friday morning. By the way, he wrecked his Jeep. He hit a deer. He hasn't did anything for insurance. I've been having to do all that, which has been a pain because he left the scene of the accident before he filed a police report. So that's just been a whole thing in itself. So I was letting him use my van and I was using my mom's car. But I decided that day he wasn't driving my vehicle. If you're going to drive around messed up, you're not going to get my vehicle. You're not going to have my kids. If I continue let you watch my kids knowing what you're doing, then I'm just as bad as you and I'm putting my kids in danger. So I made his mom, who hasn't been in our life in 4 years, come pick him up Friday. And I wanted her to see him like that because I'm so sick of getting put on that I'm just a bitch and that I'm the problem when I'm not the problem. He is the problem. He has a problem. He was supposed to work Saturday. He called in 2 hours late, so he got an AWOL, which is basically you get 2 and then you're fired. And then Saturday night, when he finally was like good and coming down from everything because he was like hallucinating and told me he traveled across the earth and like just all this stupid stuff, he called me bawling, telling me he was at rock bottom and he wanted to go to rehab. I was like, I'm having a hard time being sympathetic because you put my kids in danger and because you made it so I can't even go to work. But I was like, yeah, I'll help you find a rehab. So I talked to him Monday morning and asked if he's at work. He says yes. He says his mom took him because, he doesn't have a vehicle at this point. And I'm asking him about rehabs and he's kind of just blowing me off. Don't hear from him Monday night. I have insurance questions. Don't hear anything. Tuesday, I asked him if he's at work. He says yes. Don't hear anything. No, he called in he called in Sunday and Monday. So today's Tuesday. So I asked his mom if she took him to work. She said no. I was like, okay, so did he go with somebody? I don't get response. It's crickets because she's an enabler and she wants to protect him from me getting angry. But I'm angry because I'm so sick of her buying him food and drinks and vapes and giving him weed. And like, she just saw how messed up he was around his kids. But whatever, that's a whole different subject. So I texted his boss today and he told me it's an HR issue now. And I talked to my brother who works with him and he's like, no, Corey hasn't been at work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or today. He has 2 AWOLs now because he never called in. So I showed up to where he's at and he lost his shit on me, got violent, completely trashed like the house is. Who knows if he was messed up? He looked messed up to me. Just food and all kinds of stuff around him in the room he's in. And he's screaming at me and he was like, you don't have control over me anymore. This is me showing you don't have control. Listen, I don't want control. I have a life intertwined with you. If you want to get fired, that's fine. Call work. Say, okay, I'm fired. Perfect. File for unemployment. Let me cash out that 401k so I can take care of our kids. It's 1 month until Christmas. We have a life that we lived where we're living in 6 figures and I'm making a quarter of that. And I'm supposed to do everything without losing everything. I'm supposed to stay strong. I'm supposed to just keep going forward, which I've been trying, but like I have to untwine this life we have together. I want him off my insurance. I want him off my phone. I can't do any of this without him cooperating. And if he lost his job, then I got to go sit and apply for Medicaid for my kids. We don't have insurance anymore. Be selfish, do whatever you want to do, but don't hurt your kids in the process. If you think you're hurting me, yeah, you are, because you're hurting my kids. Because you're making a mom that has to do so much more that I can't even be present mentally because I'm so sick of this. I did not ask for this. My kids don't deserve this. Like, don't get help. Live like that. Do that. But let us get away. Let us get your name off of stuff. Let us move forward. I shouldn't feel like my kids are in danger. Like, my kids shouldn't have to see you that messed up.
The narrator argues that this situation highlights the challenges and responsibilities that come with providing for a family. In his view, the woman underestimated those demands and later struggled when she had to face them herself. He also claims she used the children and the legal system in ways that placed additional pressure on her husband, while failing to appreciate his contributions to the family. The narrator concludes by wishing the husband well and says he will continue following the story with future updates. His closing advice is to be thoughtful about the people you choose to build a life with, protect your own well-being, and stay focused on your goals. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with others. Thanks for watching.